So from the civil society, from the VVIPs, from the veteran cricketers, from almost everyone here in Sri Lanka agitating at the moment, and the reason is the acute shortage of essential supplies. Here we are joining by the veteran cricketer, the former Sri Lankan cricket team captain Arjuna Ranatunga, but here at his residence, see, there is no electricity. And this is what happening, 10 to 12 hours, acute shortage of the electricity, there is no fuel, there is no food. And this is where the country has, reached at the moment. Once exporter of rice is now importing rice from the neighboring countries. The first question is, sir, that who you think is responsible for this mess that we are seeing in Sri Lanka?
I think starting with the present government, they took some really unwanted decisions, like you mentioned about exporting rice. I think they were trying to change the entire concept and try to create a pretty good concept, but the way they handled it was totally wrong. So it's all about how you do things. And I think the present government, including the president and the prime minister and the ministers, had to take the blame, because people were not asking for too many big things. They were asking for small items where they need daily. You are looking at gas, petrol, even milk powder for young children.
And being celebrity, there is no electricity at your home.
Actually, I'm used to it for the last 1 month. You have to get used to it. But every time, like I think the last 10, 15, 20 years, we had shortage of electricity, but it never like that. I think it's all about bad management. I think the way they handle things, they handle the loans, they could have managed the loans, maybe discuss with the IMF and the people who gave us loans, maybe try to change the loan little bit here and there. I think it's
is it about particularly the $8 billion that Sri Lanka owes to the China, particularly portly they had to handle over the entire port for the 99 years of the lease?
No, not really. I think when we were in the government, we had a problem with Port City, we had a problem with Hambantota Port. But we were trying to manage it, but I was a minister, but I had to resign on some principal matters. But it's all about you need to get investors. I don't have a problem with that, but you need to understand how we use the investors. It's we don't have to give all our top priority things and get the investors to come and earn money and go. But unfortunately, this has been the pattern for the last so many years, and especially in the last 2 years, they have messed up everything. I personally felt that they got a very big majority, and they got a 2/3 in the parliament. They bought some MPs in the parliament and got 2/3.
Is that the reason the government taking hefty decisions without any consultations, and they just decided that they wanted?
I think the result shows. I think when we are overpowered, you think that you are capable of doing things which you can't do. And I'm not expert on finance, but we could have handled finance in a different way. Listening to some of the experts come on TV. But overall, I felt that this particular government messed up everything.
And besides the cricket pitch, you played on the political pitch as well. So if I could just ask you, what was the key trigger point that you see which led to this massive crisis here in the country?
I thought that they are overconfident. They were overconfident after winning the last election. By doing that, they were looking at development. That is where all these commissions goes into the ministers and the top people. By doing that, we didn't look at the initial essential things we need for the country. We were looking at developing highways. We were looking at developing some of the. I won't say it's unwanted, but they should have done it in a very practical manner. But I'm not blaming the people. They couldn't stay at home. It came to a stage where when your child shouting for a glass of milk, as a parent you will come out. And it was a very peaceful thing to start with. But knowing everything, this has gone into a violent thing which I don't approve.
That's exactly where the government now blaming that, look, there are riots happening. It is the anti-social elements, taking the protest hijack. You supported the protest, Sana Jayasuriya, Sangakara. Everyone extended the support to the protest that is happening against the government. Now the government is blaming, look, the anti-social elements are taking benefit of it.
You never know whether the government is involved in that. Knowing the government, they are very capable of doing that. So I personally feel if they are, so they came into power saying they are here to protect the country, national security. But if they can't get hold of a person who came in front of the president's house and burned the bus, something is wrong somewhere. So it is all about, they have been fooling people for last so many years. And they have done that even in 2010 to 2015. And they did again with some of the TV channels, and some of the Buddhist priests were used. And the results were, they got a majority. And doing those things only, they suffer now.